A very, very, very good evening. So good to see all of you. Just a question to all of you since you're seated, right? And I'm sure you enjoyed the dinner. Wonderful Iberico, I heard. Right? Wonderful dinner. How many of you love badminton? Can you have a show of hands? Wow, that's a lot. Wonderful. I love badminton too, in spite of the fact that pickleball is in the trend now, right? Anyway, if you love badminton, today, you will definitely have a treat of your life, right? Because it is a privilege to have with us our wonderful speaker. She is a former national badminton player of BAM. Miss Daphne Ng, right? Badminton Association of Malaysia. And not only that, she is also the co-founder and chief coach of Dual Sparks Badminton Academy Malaysia, which was actually established in 2012, which is actually a professional badminton academy. Awesome, right? And she was actually honored and given this prestigious SAY Award, which is for sports and wellness, and I don't want to pronounce this wrongly. She is also awarded Sport Young Scientific Talent Resident Scholarship by Campus France French Embassy in Malaysia. So without further ado, can we give a big hand and round of applause to Miss Daphne? Miss Daphne, over to you.
Thanks a lot for the great introduction. Hi everyone, a very happy evening to all of you. Happy evening. Yeah, thanks for having me today. Thanks Faith for the invitation. I met Faith in the France Embassy event, and she just called me and said, can you come and do a sharing here? And I said, it's a great honor and pleasure to share about sports and sports psychology today. Yeah, so how many of you actually somehow or other watch, play, or participate in sports? Anybody here? Hey, no. Everyone, like even walking is good. Everybody walk, right? Yeah, okay. So let's give this session a bit more chill, not so formal. I don't want to just keep it so like everyone sitting so straight up. No. So after this, we will have some activities also, which is actually very effective. Not only for athletes, but also for you and me and everyone in this community. Okay, so I think before I pursue on sports psychology, I think it's important to share about this journey of sports, because as I come along this whole journey of sports, I think the sporting traits is something that builds a person, and I hope that I can inspire you to also start moving, or even your children to start moving, or everyone you meet after this to also start moving. Not necessarily I play badminton, no. I'm not here to ask everyone to play. Pickleball is good, better than doing nothing. It's actually quite fun, pickleball, if you haven't started. It's quite fun. Yeah, so I started loving badminton, or I'm a very sporty person even since young. I cannot sit still, I just keep on moving. I cannot really sit still. So I think my teacher actually told my parents that I'm hyperactive. So maybe sports is inbuilt in my DNA. Yeah, but I started playing volleyball first. I was selected by the school teacher to present my school, and then I played for Penang, but in volleyball. And then I was actually called up to the national team for volleyball, but I did not go in. And my dad wanted me to pursue badminton instead. So I am really grateful and thankful that my parents have been very supportive throughout my entire sporting journey, because it's filled with ups and downs, and it is a journey of discovery. So after coaching for 12 years today, there are a lot of parents and even players often ask me this question: do you see talent in my son? How far can my daughter go? I said, actually, when I was a player, when I was a kid, I don't think my parents also know the answer. We don't know, but we keep discovering, we keep trying, we keep finding tournaments, we keep striving for excellence. That means breakthrough 1, breakthrough 2, keep trying, fail, try again, repeat, and try again. So it is the whole discovery journey of sports. And then when I was called up to the national team, I think Dr. Nicole David is my biggest inspiration, because I studied in the same school with her. Anyone from Common Green Lane here? Penang? Oh, nobody. Okay. I'm sure the guys or gentlemen won't be from Common Green Lane because it's a first. Yeah. So I'm fortunate enough to have the opportunity to watch her play in the World Junior Championship. And after that, I told my dad I wanted to excel in sports, and that's how the whole journey moved on till I was called up in the national junior backup squad in DAF. So I was 17 at that time, and I actually went through a lot of selections. So the first selection I didn't get, the second selection I didn't get, until the third one only I was called up. So I'm also trying to remind or let you know that if your child is pursuing sports, after the first failure, it doesn't mean that they cannot get in. You have to keep trying and keep pushing yourself and keep striving for excellence. And I always believe that one day, if you work hard enough and the opportunity comes together, you grab it and you will be selected. Yeah, then I got injured. I had my Achilles tendon snap in a tournament, and I decided to quit and pursue my studies in University Malaysia. I did my degree in sports science, and I started this badminton academy called Duo Sparks. We are based in Petaling Jaya, and at the same time we also have a center in Penang, and we have already been in the industry for 12 years. And I think one of the most remarkable achievement is helping the Malaysian DAF team to win the silver medal in the Daphne Games in Turkey. So they came asking me to help them because they did not have a coach and they don't have funding. So I think not everyone has this privilege to excel or to train under the best coaches in the world. I train under Miss Boon Sidet, and I think it is important to also help others to achieve theirs. So I agreed to it, I helped them, and I think that silver medal means a lot to me, especially helping them to bring out their best in the international scene. And I continued to explore. So after setting up the academy, doing coaching, and I ventured into sports psychology. I did my master's in sports psychology, and currently I just submitted my dissertation for my PhD studies. I am also a sports talent for Milo, Sports Direct, and ACIDS and other brands. And I think I am very thankful that they have been very supportive throughout my entire journey. And I think this whole journey, my whole objective or inspiration is to open up the pathway to athletes or young athletes to see that there's actually a future in sports. So when I was young, or when I just came out from the nationals, I remember one lady was like, "You're a national player, and where are you now?" I just came out, I got injured. "That's why I play sports, no future." Heard before or not? Heard before or not? Yeah, so these words in me, I'm like, okay, I will try, but we love what we do, and I hope that what I do, I can open up more pathways so that athletes believe and will go 100% in what they do now, so that they know and learn that moving on, there's a pathway for them. You can be a commentator. I was a commentator with RTM, and I got the scholarship from the France Embassy to present my study in France last December. I also was selected by the Olympic Council of Malaysia to present Malaysia to Greece, to present my studies there as well. So there are really a lot of opportunities out there if you are willing to learn and keep exploring and keep striving for excellence. Besides, I also contributed a chapter in a book which was launched in Singapore this year, and I had a few opportunities to present my studies in Korea, in Japan, France, the most recent one. And I also work closely with Sukma Penang with their okay, so how many of you actually watched this bronze medal match? So it's nerve-wracking, right? So we were actually losing. First set we lost, second set 16-20. And they actually checked to 20 all. How many of you actually thought that they would lose already? Yeah, and they won the second set, and they won the bronze medal also for our country, Malaysia. And that's our first medal for the Paris Olympics. And that's also when you see our Malaysian flag on the medal tally. But if you think they don't believe in themselves to win that second set or that point, they will not be able to win, right? So it's all the mental game. At trailing at 16-20, the Danes only need 1 point to get the bronze medal. Only need 1 point. Even serve right, also your hand will be shivering. I mean, really, even to serve also, you have to serve for 4 points to get 20 all, you know. Imagine at that point, you lose that serve, you lose that bronze, you know. But they managed to control their calmness, and they actually won the second set and the third game. Yeah, and that's where the mental aspect come in, and I think the Danes cannot sleep for maybe the whole week. Really, because it's just 1 point for bronze, and it's 4 years once. Yeah, when I'm sharing this, I get goosebumps also. Yeah, okay, so psychology comes from this word from ancient Greek, right? It's called the study of the mind. So psych is like, it's believed that it is a inner drive or force inside our soul and mind, and it is something that will push someone to actually achieve more. I'm sure you haven't heard of anyone that want to fail in life. Have you? Have you? No, right? Yeah, so that's why back then, this philosopher, he created this word psychology because he said it is interesting to study the mind. So it is a study of the mind. And what the sports psychologist does, we work with athletes on the mental aspect of the mind. So if your child is a beginner, the mental aspect is please let her enjoy or him enjoy the sport. Let her have fun. Why? Because when they find fun, then they will learn to improve more. Don't, when they are young, you must win tomorrow, you don't win, I don't bring you there already. Then they won't find fun and they will just stop there and they just hate the sport forever. I can tell you from experience, I've seen so much during my time as an athlete, and even now I've been coaching for 12 years. A lot of our students now, they are already in universities, and not only in Malaysia, but they are everywhere in the world studying, but they still play for their university. So it is very nice to see them still enjoying the game, although not everyone can make it to the nationals or state team. But it's really nice to see them enjoy the game. Yeah, so it is very important to apply sports psychology at the elite level, because when everyone is on par in terms of physical, technical, then the mental aspect comes in. Yeah, but when they are young, they are just picking up the sport, let them enjoy the sport, let them find fun, let them find excitement. That's very important. Sports psychology is important, and I had the privilege to work with Malaysia esports SEA Games team. So they came to me asking me to work with them, and the coach is the whole team, because the coach has to actually trust the player, and the player must believe in the coach. It is a teamwork, because if they don't, when you are sitting there during the competition, you have your own thinking, your coach has your own thinking, there's no synergy, right? Can't work, and that point is crucial. It's just that 2 minutes that the coach tell you. This trust is not like before the tournament, hey, you better trust each other, you don't trust, I cannot win tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. It's a skill, it needs to train. That means you need to train, you need to do a lot of. When I was training with Dr. Lee Chong Wei before the Beijing 2008 Olympics, right? We do a lot of team activities. We actually have self-affirmation session. Every player will actually come out and tell him, you are good, we believe in you, you can win the gold medal for Malaysia. So we have self-affirmation words to build his motivation and also confidence. So every one of us actually take turns to actually motivate, and every session, because the training is crazy. We train like 6 hours in the morning and afternoon about 3 hours, about 8 to 9 hours a day. And you can see Pearly and Tina. Pearly and Tina is our upcoming women's double. They are actually putting on this biofeedback on the right side. Tina is going through, before you serve, they put on this biofeedback equipment to see your skin conductance, your heart rate, because you need to remain calm to do a good serve. If you, I'm serious, you can see that. You see that, then they can see your waves on the laptop there. Yeah, so before you serve at 20 all, they can see the heart rate and all that. So they do a lot of sessions like that, just that part, so that when it really happened at that scene, how are you going to control your anxiety, your calmness to do a good serve? So this is the most recent thing where we impart technology into sports psychology. There are a lot of sports psychology myths, because every time a player loses, everyone says, mental problem. Correct not? Yeah, every time lose, mental problem. And then they think that mental strength is magic. So they say, oh, tomorrow your tournament, then they will call, Daphne, you must work with my son. How to work? You know, his confidence very low today, very low. I don't know why, very low. It's not like that. I'm not magic also. I'm not like, hey, win tomorrow, and then you win. It's not like that, right? It's a skill that you have to work over time. You know, like in France, in Australia, in US, they have a psychologist to work with them. Like for now, they work for LA Olympics. For Japan football team, right, they actually did a 50-year goal setting. 50 years. They want to win the World Cup in 2050, and they set it into year 2000. And they pledge it, they put in a pledge, you can Google also. Yeah, so people do a 50-year goal target. Yeah. So it is not magic. Yeah, this is something that I really need to highlight. Not everybody keep blaming mental problem. Everyone looks, go and find mental coach. Everything blame mental. The best to blame, you know why? Cannot see. You cannot see what? Correct or not? If physical, you got body ache, correct? Mental, you cannot see. So that's why mental well-being is also something that is very important, because it's something that we can't diagnose it. Unless you do questionnaires, unless you do tests, unless you work with someone, then you can see that, oh, I have mental instability. Yeah, so the thing is that peak performance, they are both interconnected with our physical. That means our mind and body is both interconnected. If your mind is right, then your whole body also feel very good. If you feel good, then your mind is good. It's hardly not sync. It's always sync. So that's why it's very important to take care of both of it, especially the mental part. Physical part, you hear pain, there pain, you know how to go and see Tita, you know how to go and see doctor. But then headache, just okay, I just sleep can already. Right? Sometimes like exercises, even a walk, it actually help you to feel better. Okay, so today I will share with you 4 psychological skills technique which athletes do, and which is also important for you and me. Even if you are in the corporate or in business, it is important. So one is goals. So goals that we set is like hiking up a mountain. Just now, a lady over there was sharing me that people pay to hike, to torture themselves. Yeah, but then the preparation of it, the goal of it is very important. That means the backpack that they carry, they cannot be too heavy, but they have to have sufficient food, sufficient drink. It's the same as our goals. So when we set goals for sports, we have to set realistic goals. It must be measurable. I cannot say that, oh, I want to be an LA 2028 Olympic goal when I'm not even a state player. So it's not realistic. This goal setting, it is actually very important to have a guideline for every athlete to achieve step-by-step goals before they reach their long-term goal. So goal setting is one of the most important things as an athlete. And I think as an athlete, it's not only on performance, but also we have our physical goal. That means our agility must be fast, our reaction must be fast, our stamina, and also we have our diet goals. Cannot be too heavy, our fat must maintain a certain percentage. Yeah, we have a lot of things, our sleep condition, we are like, everything is measurable in an athlete. So the goals is very important. Secondly, visualization. So we visualize for skill correction. That means if my smashing is always out when I'm being pressured, for example, when I smash, I always smash out. Before we sleep, we visualize just that scene of block and smash, for example. So we visualize. Visualize means you actually think of the game in your mind. So every one of us, right, have different preference. Some of you use internal imagery or visualization. Some use external. Okay, so can everyone just close your eyes? Close your eyes. Imagine yourself walking in from the entrance door and then getting the orange sticker, and you found a place to sit, and then you sit down. Okay, now can everyone open your eyes? Okay, how many of you just see yourself doing it, like watching a video? How many of you? Like watching a video, that means you see your own self. Yeah, okay, and how many of you didn't see your own self, just see that there's a two bankers table and then someone welcome you and just the area, no human being? Anyone? Yeah, you? Yeah. And it's okay. So for visualization to work, first you must find which one works for you better. It's not wrong whether it's internal or external, but it's effective because you visualize the scene first before it happens. So like my friend Brian Nixon, he's our national diver, he's the youngest Olympian. He told me before they do a dive, they only have to do 3 dives. Before they do, they visualize in their head for about 100 times. So before they go in, they will keep visualizing the somersault. When they stand on the platform, they have no time to think, okay, 3 seconds, I'm going to do somersault. No time to think. When they stand on the platform, it's the auto suggestion that take over the whole thing. They just do the dive. But they visualize in their mind a lot of times before they do that 3 dives. Yeah, so visualization is effective. If we can visualize as clear as we can, like the real scene. So visualization is the second thing, and I think for business or for our daily life, if you're an MC, you actually visualize before you stand. You visualize or not? You go through, yeah. So I think for performers, they do that. Actually, in a lot of things, before you propose something to your boss, you get the 100 million agreement, then you also visualize how to talk and all that. Yeah, it is effective. And of course, you must visualize success stories, okay? You don't visualize failed stories. Then I don't know what is the answer. Then you don't say Daphne Ng Chiew. When we are working very hard for our goals, right, there are many times that we will also face setbacks. That means as we go up, there's like my friend hiked up Mount Rinjani. He said the 100 meters, upon reaching the peak, every 2 steps you take, you will slide down 3 steps. Every 2 steps you take, you will slide down 3 steps. So the same thing, I had my injury and I felt so lost, but I have to keep telling myself to hang on there, to keep believing in yourself and keep striving hard. Yeah, so I think same as us in our daily life, every time when we are tired, I think it's important to take a break. Take a break doesn't really mean just need to travel, but take a break to go for a walk, take a break to recharge your battery. Like your phone battery also need to charge, and your smartwatch. Okay, so I have 2 activities to share with you. One of the very important one is, sometimes before we go for competition, we can't focus. So we will do a few different techniques which the athlete prefer. So this is one of it that I find it quite effective, which is the square breathing. So breathing is important, but you must breathe the right technique. Right technique means not that you don't know how to breathe. Of course you know how to breathe. Right technique means like some breathing will make you too relaxed. I'm serious, too relaxed. Because before we play tournament, I cannot be too relaxed. I need to maintain certain preparation to go in to play, right? If I'm too relaxed, then I cannot perform. So if I take longer exhalation, then I'll be very relaxed. You know, like if you do like those Pilates, yoga, they will ask you to breathe in slow. So I cannot do that. I also cannot do the one that create excitement. That one cannot also. So this one is quite decent to really keep our heart rate. So you can all do together. So imagine that you are drawing a box. So you inhale 4 counts. 1, 2. And everyone just do together. So inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you hold for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you exhale slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you hold 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you inhale again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you hold again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale one more time, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and relax. Yeah. See, it clears, right? Because you are very focused on counting the thing. So you kind of block out your mind. Yeah. So sometimes when we are very excited or what, then we will do this sort of focus training. So you block your mind, and then you will step in the court, just you and your opponent and your performance. Yeah. So this is one of it. And the next one is progressive muscles relaxation. So actually, every part of our body, sometimes we will feel this will actually help your blood flow. So this is one of the exercise. You reach out and you really grip very, very tight. And then you hold it for 5 seconds. Grip tight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you let go. Then again you grip again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you let go. Then you feel like your blood like rush out. Yeah, and one more time. So each one you do 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you let go. So this is just for your hands, your palms here. But then you can also do your shoulder. So you lift up this way. Everyone hold tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you relax. And then again, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you relax. And last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you relax. Yeah, so there are a lot on YouTube. You can check it out. It's called progressive muscle relaxation. Yeah, so I think along the journey, so the mountain, remember, we hike, and then we must take a break when we are tired, and then we must reignite our fire because our task is still to win, alright? So we have to always self-talk. Practice self-talk is one of the most important things. whereby when we talk to ourselves and we are, you see sometimes when we play badminton or in sports, right, people like talk to themselves. I don't know how to talk to them. Yeah. So in us, right, there's two selves. One is our inner self and one is our real self. So every time when negative thoughts come in, we must know how to block the way. So sometimes it's like, oh, you like, sometimes when I'm playing, it's like, you sure cannot smash over. Then it's like, no, it's gonna get over. Like, you have to like, self-talk to yourself. Yeah, so that's one of the ways that is very effective. And this is my study, which I have just submitted my dissertation. I studied about the effects of self-talk on badminton footwork agility. So over 12 weeks on youth badminton players, we find that self-talk is the most effective psychological skills training on badminton footwork agility. So we did a measurement with a device on their footwork agility, and we make them practice self-talk, like short cues. Fast, fast, fast. We have a list of it, they can choose from there. Fast, focus, go, whatever they like to choose, and they will say it to themselves 10 times before they go, just to psych themselves. And I did it on goal settings, on self-talk, and we find that self-talk is the most effective. So start positive self-talk today. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you for all the exercises. Now I'm feeling calm. And I need to get fired up. I think there's a bit of echo on the mic. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for sharing your remarkable journey from being a former national badminton player and to an award-winning coach.
Thank you.
So what inspired you to set up Dual Sparks Academy Malaysia in 2012? And I believe it's been such a long time, right? 2012 till now. And how has it evolved now?
Yeah, it's been 12 years.
12 years.
Last September we just celebrated our 12th year. So some of the students that we coach, they started with us at the age of 7. Now they are in college, 19, 20 years old. Yeah, also feeling very old. But I think everyone was scolding for saying Yeah, but it's been an incredible journey, and I think it is very fulfilling, especially seeing them enjoying the sport as much as we did. So the whole idea of why myself and Sabrina is my roommate in the national team. So I came out first and I did my degree in UM first, and then when she was about to quit, then she asked me if I want to do coaching with her. So that's how we started. And I actually used my assignment, my third year assignment in university as a proposal. Yeah, so I think it is so important that certain things that I learned in uni, in sports science, I wish I know as an athlete. Because when I was an athlete, all I know is just keep training, but we trained the wrong things. And we didn't have enough nutrition, and we didn't have the right self-talk. I know, my dad, sometimes he will Google. Back then, Google is also not that accessible. It's still very limited, like 20 years ago. Yeah, still very limited. So we do visualization, but I don't know how to do. Then I'm like, hey, how come not working? I still lose. Same thinking lah. Yeah. So then, with the knowledge that I've learned in uni, then I told Sabrina, I said, let's come out and start an academy so that players get to learn and enjoy the sport without going through what we need to go through. So it's like a shortcut to them. They don't need to get injuries like us. Hopefully, they can achieve more in sports and have a more fulfilling journey. Yeah, so that's how we started, and it's until like now 12 years.
That's amazing, 12 years journey. That's great. Actually, I was elated when you were telling us that you were involved in the deaf team.
Yeah.
That's amazing because I also have the opportunity to learn sign language and had a session with the deaf community. That's amazing. But how do you guide them in terms of preparing them for the competition, in terms of their mental well-being and their physical well-being? Because it's the first time that I got to know that there is a Deaf Olympian event. How many of you know there is a Deaf Olympian?
It's like the Deaf Olympics.
Yeah, Deaf Olympics. It was my first time in 2017, and we won a silver medal for it. It's amazing. So how do you actually prepare them mentally and physically?
Yeah, so it's actually very challenging because they are not full-time athletes. So the training cannot be the same as full-time athletes that they already got used to the training style. So a lot of them are working or even a student. And also it is hard because I can't sign language and I have to use a board to write And like, because as a coach, I think it is important to also set a goal for them, because you really want to help them. But if they don't listen or follow, or when during training they cannot reach that level of intensity, then it's very hard to even win a medal or even play well in Turkey. Yeah, so it's very hard to communicate with them, because if you are angry, for example, right, I can scold you with my loud voice, but I cannot scold them with my loud voice, they cannot hear. So then if I write saya marah, right, saya marah, marah lah, marah lah, there's no loudness or whatever in that saya marah, right? So I have to use my face expression, like very angry, the face expression has to deliver the same message. Yeah, so I use a lot of expression. Yeah, because I am helping them, so they also listen and follow the instructions well. They work together with me lah. Yeah, although it's just like 3 months, it was really intense. The pressure was also intense. But when we were in Turkey, so there's this village. So Deaflympic Games is like Olympics every 4 years. Yeah, and they will always follow the venue of the Olympics. And when I was there, the deaf athletes actually tell me what I feel there, because everyone there, 90% is deaf and they communicate with sign language. And I'm very lost, because I started learning at that time, maybe it's very, very slow, but then I try, and of course I cannot get what they communicate because they speak very fast. And then they say, whatever you feel here is how we feel in the community. So that really moved me to do more for them. So until now, our academy is still supporting the deaf players. Sabrina is coaching them. We managed to win the gold medal for women's doubles in Brazil in 2022. Yeah.
Just recently?
Yeah, recently, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
So Sabrina, because she has basic sign language, so she 100% communicate with them in sign language. Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
it's very fulfilling.
Yeah, hope to meet her one day.
Sure.
It's great, amazing. Anyway, I was, when you were sharing that session, Aaron and so, I was really on the edge when I was watching it,
Yeah,
It's like, they are going to lose, And they really claw back point by point. And it was amazing. Wow, that was an amazing, what do you call that, win, right, for Malaysia for the Paris Olympics recently. That's amazing. I mean, on that note, right, how does psychology break down barriers, right, mental barriers, especially at these high pressure moments, right? It's the 1 point to 1 point, right? So, yeah, do you have any, and perhaps you can share also any tangible example that you have seen someone going to, having these psychology lessons or whatever, and that it helped them achieve, their performance.
Yeah, so with psychology, right, it's always very subjective. Of course, we can credit to psychology, but then the coach will say it credits to his strategy. Yeah, right. Yeah, but I think the most important thing is both sides at this point of time, they wanted it so much. But the more comfortable one will be the Danes, because they are on a very comfortable lead. 4 points is very comfortable for badminton. You can make 4 points of mistake to win. I think at that time, they are playing on a losing end. That means I got nothing to lose, I just play. Just think of how to, think of 1 point by 1 point, instead of thinking of winning. Yeah. So that is mental prep that actually during training, we will always just focus on that part, 17 all. And we just focus that 4 points, or we were trailing, how are you going to play your game at that crucial point. So it's a preparation training as well, it's part of the training. Yeah.
Just like to open to the floor. Any questions from the floor? I know there's a lot of badminton fans here, right? A lot. Show of hands just now. Any questions from the floor? Anyone?
I'm Stephanie. Eugene here. Yeah. I play every week actually, sometimes twice a week. Simple question is, how do you handle people who look down, like if you can't play well and they're so pro and they're so ego, and you're going down, man, So and then you play, it's like they're kind of condescending. I mean, you encounter
the confidence level and all very low, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You need to train. Yeah, you can set up.
Sign up for those Academy Malaysia.
Yeah, no, I mean, because in badminton, of course, if you play with players that are lower than you, then you don't enjoy it. then you will be walking and you don't enjoy it. So you will want to play with the better players. So when you play with the better players, you are not up to their level, then you have to train, or you watch from YouTube or some other. Of course, training is the most effective to. You cannot change their thinking because you are not as good and they like to tease you, so just everything, right? Even in workplace is the same, yeah. So you try to get better in every way, or if it's very demoralizing, then don't play with them already, like, you have a choice. Change.
Take it in your stride, train, right? Yeah, go slow, Lanka demi Lanka. Right, any more questions from the floor?
My name is Albert. Thank you very much for interesting talk. I'm a newbie in visualization. When you visualize the mental process, when you visualize, are you in the picture or you're outside of the picture? Do you zoom in or do you zoom out? Is it in color or it's not in color? Is there any sound or background? A Mickey Mouse sound or no sound?
Yes.
Yeah. And how often you have to visualize to be effective? In the morning, how many times you have to visualize? Evening, how many times? Afternoon, how many times? Evening, and how long? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the great question. Yeah, so for visualization to be active, it has to be as vivid as the physical appearance. As clear, exactly the same color shirt, the sound, as vivid as you can, then it is the most effective. But not every one of us, when we close our eyes, we can visualize as clearly. It needs to be trained. It's a skill. That's why it's called psychological skills training. So in the beginning, probably you cannot visualize as clear. Then slowly, if you keep visualizing, then you will get better and better over time. So for your questions on whether should you see a person or should you not see a person, I think just now I shared that it can be internally or externally, depending on which one works better for you. Yeah, so whichever works better for you, like just now, someone works better, like once he closes his eye, is automatically he just see the environment, he don't see himself. Then most of you actually see yourself walking in the entrance, saying hello to the welcome desk, and then find a place to sit. So it can be whichever way, but it has to be as clearly as it is, like your physical appearance. And also I think many times, sometimes when we visualize, the negative thoughts come in. What if this happened? What if this? And also sometimes you can also fall asleep when you're visualizing. It's normal, yeah, it happens, yeah. So how often it is, it really depends. Like for us, there are a lot of things that we want to visualize, like our skills, our confidence, and everything. So we kind of break out, we have a schedule, like a plan, a program plan. So every night we spend like 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, just close our eyes before we sleep, visualizing. Yeah, I mean, depends. You can do in the morning, you can do in the evening. Yeah,
the state of the mind, is it important? We have to be at a certain state, like alpha or alpha, or something like that.
I think for athletes to...
when you visualize, do you also have to like prepare your mind to be like in deep alpha, or maybe deep, or just beta, just beta state, and then you visualize.
So I think for us, for performance, then we have to be in a clear state of mind because we are going to a performance. So it depends on what you're visualizing again. Yeah, if you want to visualize to fall asleep, then you have to really be at a very comfortable kind of zone. So visualization can also be not closing your eyes. So when players warm up before their game, they are just picturing in their mind without closing their eyes or resting. So there are many types of visualization, but it's more of doing the role playing in your mind. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
One question from over there. Oh, a few questions from over there. Yeah.
Thank you for letting me ask first. I'm Clayton.
Hi, Clayton.
So I'm asking this question out of curiosity, right? I'm not against sport. My question is, this is my question. What is the root reason by having national players, sport players, including e-sport, everything, all kinds, right, to compete with other national players? What are the countries trying to prove? Is that like the older days, the gladiators, the state trying to prove their size, their wealth, and their capability by training better soldiers or things like that? So what's the reason all around the world, people trying to put their best athlete in the international stage? Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for the great question. Yeah, again, sports is very important because besides the sports values, I think it also unite all of us. It also unite the country, and it also promotes the country. And this has been happening during the ancient times. So sports like Olympics started in Olympia in Greece, right? So back then the war stops because they said there's this Olympia happening in Olympia. So I was there for 3 weeks. So all the war stops, and last time there's no phone and WhatsApp, right? So they used the truce to send a letter, and they just had to show that everybody stopped the war for people to compete. Yeah. So there are a lot of course values that like the values of sports, and that's why every country, if they can, they will also want to host a sporting event. But it's getting very, very expensive to host an event, and there are a lot of things that you have to think about, like the Olympic legacy. Like Brazil actually went bankrupt until today after hosting the Rio Olympics. So Tokyo did a very early preparation. They started 8 years before the Olympics. That means your preparation for everything have to start 8 years before, and your budgeting has to start way before 8 years, because you have to pitch to see which country is hosting. Yeah, so the planning is crazy. And for Tokyo, during the pandemic, you can see that their fireworks, they just have to blast it because the Olympics was postponed. Yeah, so a lot of money is involved, a lot of people involved, a lot of responsibility involved, but it is still a nation pride. I think when we see our Jalur Gemilang on the national podium, on the podium, I think it is a pride that represents all of us. Yeah, so that's why it is important to send our best candidates for it. Yes.
There's one more question. Yeah.
Daphne, was great talk.
Yeah, thanks.
2 questions. How would you break through for a sports person? What are the roadmap to break through a certain skill level? You know, like step by step, how would you break through the current skill? Because psychology is not everything, there's also skills involved. And the second question, it could be a little bit political. How would you think, how can Malaysia break through that level of sports excellence that we can really get a goal somehow, some way? The sports excellence for Malaysia.
Yeah, thanks for the question. I think to break through your skills, you have to keep trying, keep drilling, keep striving, keep learning, and then get feedback. Be very open to criticism. If you block yourself or you keep protecting yourself or your child, then it's very difficult. Just open, let people bump, it's okay. Then you learn and you think, yeah, I'm serious, because you don't know which one works for you, and you know some people, of course, they will advise, so you take what's right and what is not right, and then you keep learning and keep trying, keep playing tournament to break through. You need to keep exposing them. You cannot, I mean, I do get some feedback that, sure cannot win one, why want to waste money? Yeah, so I think you have to expose them. You can't expect you send for one tournament and you expect them to get champion when the one that got champion probably lost 100 times already before they win. So in training, if they perform, probably in tournament they can't perform. It's a 2 different thing. In training they can do everything very well. In tournament there are so many different opponents, different court, everything different. So yeah, so you have to keep learning, adjusting, adapting. Yep. And on your second questions for sports excellence, I think there are a lot of aspects that we can actually work on besides have a stronger development pathway for the youths. But then in terms of sports science, there's also a lot of things that we can actually work on our elite athletes and the support that we can actually give them step by step. Because like for now, I think last week we just have a World Junior Champion, Aaron and Kai Sing, men's double World Junior Champion. So of course all eyes on them, future world champion, when you know it's always linked up like that. So yes, it's easy to say papers highlighting, media's highlighting, but what are the support for them to help them to take from this level to the elite level? Right now they are 17. So normally we peak at the age of 20, 21, 22, another 4 years. If you want to prepare them, 4 to 8 years, yeah, 4 to 8 years. So what are the things that, how are you going to support them step by step in terms of their maturity? Because junior level and elite level is 2 different levels. Every time we pick in junior level, when they come to elite level, they cannot perform. And then in the end, then they just stop and quit the sport. Whereas like China, they probably didn't win in World Junior, but then they will win in World Championship. Yeah, so the support is very important in terms of every area, not only on court training, but also the tournaments that they will be sent to, the periodization plan. In terms of mental aspect, you have a counselor to talk to them. Okay, how are you feeling now? Are you on the right track to achieving, like next year, this world ranking probably top 20 in the world? Like you have to really plan out and draw out. And also like with sports science, like in France, everything is measurable. For a swimmer to swim at their best performance, they actually calculated with maths how deep he needs to dive. Whether he dives shallowly, he can swim faster, or he dives deeper, he can swim faster. So everything is maths and they can calculate, and everything is measurable. So in this whole scene, I think we can improve a lot more. We probably do not have the funding to support these athletes, but maybe an MOU with another country or somehow or other will help in one way or another. Maybe we cannot track every week, but we track every 3 months. Something like that will help. Yeah.
Someone just mentioned esports, right? Coming back to esports, you have also led the team to a silver medal. A gold medal in Manila SEA Games, right? I mean, it is so different comparable to traditional sports, right? What are your psychological strategies in guiding them towards this, gold medal, achieving a gold medal?
Yeah, so for esport players, they are on the screen for long hours. They also train in gaming. So it's not gaming, but they call it esports because they still train for long hours on the computer.
Right.
Yeah, so I can share with you our Malaysian team just won the World Championship in Saudi 2 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, the Selangor Red Giants. And the prize money is $1 million USD.
Wow.
Yeah, $1 million USD. Yeah. So their training routine, right? So they actually start training at 1 o'clock because they train until late night because they will have sparring partner with other participants from other countries in the world. So they also have 3 sessions of training. So 1 to 4, they will be training. So you have to have speed also. They will have warm up their fingers. I'm serious. Yeah, they have to warm up their fingers because they have to be quick. Yeah, and also a teamwork sport. And then after that, 3 hours they train, then 4 to 5 is their rest time, then they have their dinner, and then they start training again, and then they have a break, and then at night they will do sparring.
Really intense.
Yeah, it's still training. Yeah, but the thing is, they have to know how to stop their distraction because they got nowhere to vent out. Yeah, so they are always on their screen, they are very introvert. Yeah, so it's a very different way of stopping or blocking distractions. Yeah.
Anyway, I understand that you are going through your PhD in psychology. You just submitted your, what do you call that? Dissertation, right? So, can you just share, moving forward for Malaysia, right? What are the new trends or insights to implement that is revolutionary? That it's a different way of training the athletes compared to the traditional way. Then moving forward, are there any new trends or insights that you would like to share?
I think compared to back then, training can be more effective. Now with the video, everyone has a phone, you can record your training and then you can see yourself whether it's effective or not. Because if you train 5 hours a day, but it's just sweat, there's no effect. You are doing the wrong thing, for example, and then you don't correct it to the right thing, then it's not effective at all. So it will take longer years to achieve the level that you want. But now, from babies, I think it's all with the phone and recording, and you can see, and you can actually track whether they got motor learning skills. You don't put them in the wrong spot. You can do talent identification. Yeah, so not every kid or every individual has the talent for badminton. Some, they are very accurate. They can be the coolest shooter, like the turkey guy. Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, some of them, they are very accurate. Everybody has different flexibility level. Maybe they are good gymnasts. So you can do talent identification when they are young. Yeah, and then it is very different from back then. We do what we like rather than whether we have that talent. But of course, with talent, you also need to put in hard work. So whether this athlete is willing to work hard, strive hard. Actually, you can see when they are young, like something difficult, will they just give up or will they still want it? How much they really want it? Yeah, so you can see whether they show, of course, progressively. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to wrap up, for any aspiring athletes, up and coming athletes, right, who want to have long-term success in sports, like any one of us do, what sort of advice would you advise them that their mental well-being is taken care of, and also their physical form is taken care of? You know, moving forward, you know, how do you, what sort of advice would you give to an aspiring athlete?
Yeah, I think my advice is keep exploring, keep finding joy in every session of practice, finding every tournament exciting, look forward to it. Then I think the journey of sports will be more fulfilling. Yeah, don't think like it's a life and death thing. It's just one part of your life. The sun will still rise tomorrow. Yeah, so as athletes, I think we always see this as the biggest thing. So we are very pressured and we cannot perform under pressure. So I think that's the challenge that I faced back then. If I were to be more open to trying, enjoying, find fun in it, then I think it will be different. It will be different, yeah. So I hope the athletes will keep exploring, keep finding, and keep enjoying. If you cannot hit over, why I cannot hit over? You can laugh on the court, and when you are serious, and when you find fun in it, then you will keep improving.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much,
It's such a
everyone.
privilege to have her, right?
Thank you.
Give her a big round of applause.